Even with a missing limb, being deaf, and being partially blind, one woman is not letting that stop her from being a competitive bodybuilder.
And just an amazing person, inspirational story with us today with Elizabeth Galvin and Stacy Tornell, her interpreter. So thank you so much for being here. It's great to have you here. If you don't mind, let's just kind of start with your story and what's inspired you to get into bodybuilding.
Okay, well, when I was 3 years old, I was involved in an accident. I lost my arm. It was in one of those old ringer washers. And so I went to 3 different hospitals after it happened trying to save my arm. They decided to take skin from my leg and from my stomach and from my side and then try and repair it that way. But the survival rate for me, you know, kept going down every minute they were working. So instead of saving my arm, they decided they wanted to save my life. So they stopped the process of trying to save my arm and cut it off. And so after that, I went through many, many, many struggles. I had many people tell me, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. But I just became resilient and stubborn and decided I could do it. I didn't want anybody to tell me that I couldn't do it. I can do anything. So when I was a teenager, I was involved in sports. I played volleyball and track and basketball. And at one of my basketball tournaments, it was a weekend tournament, I had just a situation that just impacted me incredibly. It was a weekend where there was parents watching the basketball game, and when I was done, this parent came up to me and said, you know, asked me about my life and told me about her struggles, and her daughter actually had one arm. And she was telling me that her daughter didn't have any friends and asked if I would come and do a presentation. And so myself and an interpreter went to present, and I didn't know who the girl was, what she looked like or anything, but I went to present, and there was this girl sitting way across the gym, and she was all alone. There was a huge crowd, but she was sitting all alone by herself, and I just felt heartbroken. And so after I was done with my presentation, my parents and her went over, and we saw that she was just in tears. What I had said and everything that I had talked about, you know, made a big impact on her life. You know, because I'd played basketball, I was in sports, but kids don't understand, you know, when you have one arm, they don't understand that. So I also got involved in pageants when I was a teenager. I won a few awards with that, and I wanted to let everybody know and inspire other people that they could do that as well. There's one moment that I will never forget. I wanted to be a lifeguard when I was older, and the school board told me that I couldn't, and you had to have 2 arms to be a lifeguard. And they told me, how are you going to save lives if you only have 1 arm? You know, you need 2 arms, 2 hands. And so I struggled and fought and went back and forth with the school board for a long time, and finally they said, okay, we'll try and see what happens. And what did I do? I became certified. I got all my license to become a lifeguard. I passed all the tests. It didn't matter if you had 1 arm or 2 arms. I proved to them that I'm the same as everybody else and I can do it too.
So with that being said, Christy has challenged me to a volleyball match this summer. Since she plays volleyball, will she be my volleyball partner?
Sure, you bet, you got it.
All right, it's on, Larson.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Why not?
I feel like I'm at the disadvantage now that you have such a good partner. We have more on her story and what she's doing now. She's becoming more competitive. We have that coming up next.